What up, guys? Welcome to Mobile Photography with me, Patrick LeVar. We're back on a new video. This time I got a new program. I'm using Adobe Lightroom Mobile. Now, don't be scared because it's Adobe, but this is actually a very good program. It's a little bit more advanced than the Snapseed was. So actually, let's jump into this. Now, first thing, I got this photo I took here in the park, just using my standard Xperia app, mobile app. First thing I'm going to do here is, it was a cloudy day, so I'm going to give it a little bit of more heat. I'm going to go ahead and crank up the temperature a little bit. I'll get a little bit more into detail later with this about this app. I'm just kind of in a rush. I want to get a video out for you guys. Contrast. Let's kind of bring contrast to about here. That looks good. Highlights. Now, see, you can see these are the same, some of the same settings that we have in the other program, but with a couple additional extra ones. Shadows. I'm going to kind of pull the shadows out just a little bit. Now, also here we have whites and blacks, which I may not, I'm not going to use those today. Clarity. Let's see here. Clarity. I think this is just a little bit. I remember, less is better than more. Vibrant, one of my favorite ones here. On this one, I'm going to actually kind of just leave it in the middle. If you double click on the center dot, it will put it back to 0. Okay, good. Now if you click the camera here, it's going to take me to some other options. The tone curve, which we all know about the tone curve. So let's go ahead and use the tone curve. I'm going to do the same thing I did in Snapseed. Put a point here, crank up the back end of the shadows, put one at the top here on the highlight side, and that looks a little good. Actually give it a little more contrast. Alrighty, now when I'm gonna go down here to parametric, now this kind of just takes the curve and I can control a big, you can see here it just controls like a general area, which is nice, so you don't have to worry about the points. I'm gonna crank up the contrast a little bit and give me a little bit more on the lights. I like how on the little swirl of that is just the lights are a little bit, bring them up. Okay, shadows, darks, and I think I'm done here. Less is better, remember that, less is better. Now let me actually crank up this a little bit more of that faded look. Not too much, don't want to overdo it. Okay, good. Now we're going to go into split toning. This is something we do not have in Snapseed, but if you see here it says highlights hue. I can change the hue of the highlights. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably go around to 240. I've kind of already had a look that I wanted. Before I did this video, I kind of found a look that I liked. Let's probably try to get this into around 240. I want 244, but anything close is fine. Again, my phone is messed up, man. So it's a little difficult to dial stuff in very detailed, but okay, good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to saturation, and I'm going to knock the saturation down because we don't need that hot and that high. So I'm going to bring this down into the teens here. Let's see. See, it's not very noticeable, but it's there. It's there in the highlights. 26, I think I might like this here. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm also going to go to the shadow hue. Now we're going to change the hue of the shadows. Again, I'm going to use around the same color spectrum, around the 240s. Keep it around there. I like this color right now. And then again, I'm gonna knock the saturation down because this is way too much. We don't need this much. Bring the saturation down. Okay, that looks about good. It's not too noticeable, but it's there. It has some presence. And then from here, I'm going to go into, okay, now we're gonna go to color/BW. This is great. Here I got the hue. And all the colors in the hue, I can control, I can add or separate, or basically minus any color I choose of these colors here. So if I grab the yellows, and I'm gonna I really want to pull the yellows out, and the greens out, and I want to pull out this aqua color here too. I want to go to 100%. Unfortunately, this side of my phone is messed up. The left edge will not let me, what is this here, whatever. It won't let me select all the way to the 100 minus side. I'm kind of over it. Anyways, let's just kind of, let me subtract it as far as I can possibly do. So I've gotten this to 90, 94. I've gotten it as far as I can get it on my phone here at least. So let's just move along. Hang on, how do I zoom back out? I forgot how this, oh, there we go. Okay, back to normal. So we're in the hue now. If you look down here at the bottom, there's also, oh, sorry about that. There is a saturation slider here into the bottom on the right. Saturation, this is the saturation for all the colors overall. So, oops, sorry about that. What I'm gonna do is pull out the orange just a little bit because there is a lot of orange. Everything was kind of dead. Spring was on its way. All the winter foliage is dying off. And what I'm probably gonna do here also, let's see, give it a little bit of green, even though there's not any green anywhere in this, but just to try to find a hint of green anywhere if I can. Let me bring up the aqua. And I think I'm gonna leave those two right there just like that. That looks, okay, let's move on. Luminance. Again, we have control of the colors in the luminance. So what I'm probably gonna do here is just give a little bit of a boost the oranges again, a little bit, not too much. Let's see what that looks like at 100%. Yeah. Maybe less is better. What else do we got here? Let's see. I think that might be it. I might just leave it as that. Just trying to put too much on it makes it a horrible over-edited photo. So let's move on. I'm actually gonna put some dehaze in this. Dehaze is another tool we do not have in the Snapseed, but pretty cool. Let me just add a little bit of a haziness to this. About 20, that's good. Lens correction, unfortunately, it doesn't really do too much because I have a cell phone. We're using, the photo was on a cell phone, so really not too much of any lens distortion. But if you had if you took a photo with the camera with the lens, you can actually compensate for the lens distortion, especially if you're using like GoPros and stuff like that. Well, folks, I think this might be it. Let's just go ahead and add a little bit of vignette. Get my focal point there. Okay, that looks good. 22, just a little bit on the edges and makes the center pop a little bit. Go up here to save, save to gallery. And I always choose highest available quality. And I think that's gonna be it. You know what though, there's something that's kind of bugging me with the photo. The photo does look a bit, as soon as this is finished rendering, it looks a bit too busy. And like my focal point is this little weed that here that's kind of growing up with the curve. So I'm gonna crop some stuff out here. There's a lot of stuff that I just don't need and I want that to be the focal point. So I'm gonna crop this down. Let's crop this up. Okay. And this is, and here's my, you know, see, it shows my rule of thirds. What I'm gonna try to do is put my point where I want the point of interest to be. It's kind of splitting. Let's kind of put the point of interest right here in the center of this is what I really want people to focus on. I think I like that much better. Yeah, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna crop it down. We don't need all that extra information on the size. It's already a busy photo. So let me save this again and export this. All right, guys, that's looking like this is gonna be it. This is probably gonna be another series I'm going to start for the mobile photography using Lightroom mobile app. I don't know if I can't remember if I had to pay for this or not, because I am a member to the Adobe Cloud service, but I will check. I think it was free for like a couple of weeks or a couple of usages. I'm not completely sure on that. I'll have to get back to details, but I will drop the link down below for the app. It might be free because I know I have Adobe Clips, which I use for video, and that one is free. So I think it is free, but it's definitely a good app to look into. I'm gonna start doing some tutorials here also on this channel for that. But other than that, I want to give big thanks to everyone. The last couple of weeks here has been fantastic, great support, and please throw down any comments or any suggestions or any info that you guys want to do. This is our community. We're trying to build our community here, so feel free to drop some stuff down in the comments. Don't forget to give it a like, and I'll see you next time. Keep filming. Peace.